Ooh, I'm outside and there's colour, but it's still shit.
Should we draw folks' attention to the spelling, because that's something I thought was
Right.
such a fun.
Yeah, whenever I say colour, um, whenever my character says colour, it's the English spelling. Whenever PacBilly says it, the lazy guy says it, I mean, it's with the American spelling. And it was pointed out to me that that was a mistake, but it was actually deliberate, and I was called a smartass, and that was correct. So, thank you, Samurai Rabbit.
Ah, Samurai Rabbit was the
Yeah,
one who
when
caught
he
it,
in
huh?
his playthrough, and he's done a review of this game, which I'm very grateful for. So
Ah,
worth
yes.
checking that out too.
Yeah, Samurai, YouTube.com, Samurai Rabbit. It's a great review.
It is.
Should we explore things here or let the. I think we should explore a few
Yeah,
things here.
I mean, one thing I wanted to do was create a lot of sort of. One thing I don't like in adventure games is when you click on something and it says, "I didn't see anything special about it," or "I can't do that." It's very boring. So I wanted to give almost everything a unique response. Like even if you click on the clouds, I prefer the clouds if they were parallax scrolling. You know, more shitting on the quality of the game there. And even if you can try to use them. Clouds are clearly just eye candy that tastes like shit. And a lot of these, so it rewards you for exploring with my, my humour, which may be a reward, may be a punishment, but you know, judge for yourself.
A surprise awaits for those who click on the grass,
Right,
but
but we don't want to spoil
we
that.
yeah, we won't go into that.
Yeah, we
It's not
don't.
a huge surprise. I mean, I really shouldn't have even said anything because it
No, it's.
probably
It's worth. We've got to give you some reason to play this game, and if you
yeah.
have played it and you were insightful enough to divine the secret of the grass, then well done. That's a steep cliff, as opposed to a gently sloping cliff.
I think if you try to use the cliff,
Things aren't so shitty that I'm ready to commit suicide yet.
yeah, that was a fun surprise for me. Like I didn't realize that that was just something that I think I discovered a lot later.
Right.
It was before we obviously recorded the dialogue.
Okay, and another example of rewarding you for doing something that would appear to have no purpose to it. Randomly hurling objects off the cliff is my favourite thing to do. I mean, my favourite thing to don't. And that's a brilliant line, and I believe that's one you came up with as well.
Yeah.
And it's just this brilliant line, and nobody's ever going to have heard it, because why would you throw your axe off the cliff? It's just
Right.
pointless.
Nobody.
Nobody's doing that. Yeah. Okay, so obviously there's this house, and let's have a look in the window. It's too dark in there to see anything. Now, a lot of people I've seen play this don't actually try to use the window, but if you do, you can... Anybody home? I know someone's in there.
No, you don't.
What? Oh, I mean, silence. I love that line. That's one of yours as well.
And,
I mean
I-
silence.
I would also like to say that the sound effects for this part are wonderful, and they're all your
Yeah,
own natural Foley work. I think.
I made a lot of the sound effects with... I made some of it with... The walking is made with me clapping shoes together. And the glass is actually me knocking a pencil on a jar, but like editing the sound a bit, so that it sounds, you know... And the knocking on the door with the axe, which I'll try here, which doesn't work. But that sound is... This door is apparently made of a non-shitty material. It's basically me. I got like several pieces of cardboard and folded them into a curve, and then hacked at it with a knife, and then it made a kind of chopping sound, and then I lowered the pitch on it, and it sounded like hitting wood. Because apparently I didn't have any wood to hit to make the sound.
How did you think? Well, I'll just get cardboard and a knife and.
I spent a lot of time experimenting with everything I could find that was within range of my microphone, and that I could bring to it. Because
So we know that Jim, that like if you close your eyes and you picture Jim's surrounding, there's a jar a pencil,
Well, there
some
was.
cardboard.
It's
and
been a
knife.
long time. I do
No,
rearrange.
it's constantly there,
Yeah.
all around him. These are the tools of his trade.
And we're not even getting into the onion, which is how I
Oh,
made.
the onion.
How
That
I
comes
made
later,
a
though.
certain sound effect that comes later. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll talk about that.
Let's save the onion.
Save the onion. That should be. I should make a game called Save the Onion.
There should be a charity called Save the Onion.
Yeah. All we need is like $1, and
Right, yeah. Saved. Done.
yeah.
We reach. You spend all this money on a big board that has like the pledge drive thing.
Yeah.
All these digits on it, but you only need to raise $1.
Should do a Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Buy me an onion.
And save it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I want to draw
But
everyone's
we
attention
digress.
to the twig, which is an item of great importance.
It's dead.
And it's dead, unfortunately. And at this point, it acts merely as a red herring,
What possible use could this have?
which makes you think that it's something you can give to the lazy. I also want to call attention to this gag, which I don't know if anyone's got yet, but if you try to do this,
Wait, if I smash the window, I'll get glass in my face. And I like my face.
I like your face.
Let's keep the axe.
Now that's a reference to Spaced, and anyone who gets that is my friend for life. So, and did you get it?
I've seen Spaced, but I don't remember. I never remember anything that I've watched on the television.
Get out. That's another reference to Spaced. Anyway, yeah, it's the Robot Wars episode. So
Oh.
it's the robot has an axe on it, and he's like they're looking at the robot from the robot's point of view, and he says, "But I like the axe." He says, "Well, I like my face." And he's just like he's been like the axe has hit him in the face. He's got blood on him, and he's like, "I like my face." No, I've already said he said that. And then Mike says, "I like your face." He says, "Let's keep the axe." And it's just yeah. And so yeah, it's a kind of a running gag with some of my friends from university. Like whenever we get drunk, we'll talk about how much I like his face and stuff. And, yeah, I don't really though. It's not like that. We're just friends. Anyway, moving on.
So, I've got to watch that episode of Spaced again.
Yes, you got to watch all of them. Okay.
Well, I've seen all of them once, at least. But
As if that's enough to watch Space.
Right, yeah.
Okay. Now, so what many people have tried to do, and is like a bit of misdirection, is thinking that this twig is.
This dead twig has got to be useless enough for you.
No way, that looks positively functional.
For what?
You're the player character, you work it out.
Yeah. In the mystery of the twig. Anyway, so that's obviously not right. But there is one other item left, which is this.
I really shitted up that shitty door.
That's a reference to Modern Toss.
All these broken door fragments fit easily into my trousers. Sadly.
Yeah. It's a sort of a play on the fact that, adventure game characters always have ridiculous inventories. I remember in Simon the Sorcerer, he would like put everything in his hat, and he once put a ladder in his hat, which was just ridiculous. It made sense because it was magic, but Okay, so let's try.
Why am I carrying this? It's totally useless.
If you hadn't got the clues by then, it's obvious that this is.
Yeah, we hit you over the head with them.
Yeah.
Do you want these broken door fragments?
Absolutely, those are completely useless. Take this in exchange. It's the key to the door in the other room.
You mean the door I just hacked to pieces?
Yes, that one.
You really are useless, aren't you?
Tell you what, here's my knob.
What?
The doorknob from the door fragments. That's still relatively useful.
Compared to a key to a door that doesn't exist anymore? Yeah, thanks.
So, in retrospect, you'd think he'd really like the key now, because the door's been destroyed, but plot holes notwithstanding, now we have some new items. I do really like the idea of him, the only thing he has to give you is an item which is useless, and one that is apparently,
A key to a destroyed door. That's got to be a metaphor for something. This game, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, the key is, I guess, just meant to enrage the player as much. I mean, it just drives home the point that this is just the most useless human being,
Yeah.
or
Non-human.
pixel
Yeah.
gathering,
Pixel
whatever
being.
he is.
Yeah. I mean, and back on the thing where I actually have a dialogue option for lots of different things. Like if you try to give him the doorknob, do you want this back?
No, you earned that.
You know,
It's so sarcastic.
I didn't even realize that I spoke those words.
Yeah,
and didn't
and you
even,
forgot. So that was your
Yeah.
idea. That was you earned that.
Oh.
It was not only you spoke it, you wrote it. You know.
I wrote and spoke that.
Yeah,
and
and you
didn't know
forgot.
that-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's been a while. So yeah, I really do have to give PacBilly a lot of credit for helping me with the writing. Like, a lot of the jokes that I came up with were shit, and as appropriate as that would be, you know, I'd like to think
No.
that at least the humour in this game is not shitty. What were you going to say?
Well, I mean, you had an equal hand in some of the greatest moments in the game.
Right. Of course. I mean, I am awesome after all. But yeah, self and other adulation aside, now we're getting to the point. See, it's the next part is basically where I was going to finish this game. This was going to be the end because it was just this little test game. I was only going to give this game out to, you know, a few people just to sort of, you know, oh, this is just this thing I did. Why don't you have a look? And you know, it was at that point then I realised I should make more of it. But this is now. I can't believe.
And by the
I'm
way,
actually locked. Yeah, go on.
The text on the bottom of the screen when you were holding the knob over it, it just said knobless door. Like, you can't
Right.
get more
Yeah, I
more obvious with your clue.
yeah, I mean, it's not really a heavy on the puzzles, and it's pretty linear, but I hope that it's more of a sort of interactive story. And you know, anyway, should we go in?
We shall.